Namaste everyone, and welcome to the Yogi Natra channel. So today we will speak briefly on the upcoming solar eclipse that is tomorrow. This solar eclipse is not going to affect all the countries, but certain countries will be affected on the south side. Basically, this will be affecting New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, as we can see. So South Africa right now is a big point of focus, and this will not be visible in America or even India. So you can see that South Georgia, Sandwich Islands, South Africa, Falkland Islands, Namibia, Lesotho, and Chile. So what does it mean? So basically those countries on which this eclipse will be fully visible, those countries will have the maximum impact. So that's usually what happens. So this eclipse will take place, as you can see. Ketu is right now, let me share you. So Ketu is right now in the Anuradha nakshatra, and the moon is in the Jyeshtha nakshatra. So eclipse, you can see how it happens is when you look at astrology, when you look at horoscope, Earth is in the center. When you look at a horoscope, Earth is in the center. So the sun is here and the moon is right in between Earth and the sun. And the shadow of the moon falls over the Earth. So now this shadow, a shadow is also an energy. So the Rahu takes advantage of this energy and attacks. So the sun becomes very weak. Now, when the sun becomes very weak, sun is the soul, sun is the heart of all planets. And this sun, Surya, is the king of all planets. And when the sun is affected, sun is health, sun is also blood, sun is also good physical and mental health, sun is also the warriors. So this eclipse, as we can see, as I spoke about my last about the lunar eclipse that happened a few days ago. So the heads of different countries, so they are going to be affected, and we can see a war-like situation building up. Now there are interesting things happening. First is, a lot of people have a question on the Omicron variant. So this Omicron variant is not going to be as deadly. So we are entering into a ending phase of the coronavirus right now. So this might spread, and all the predictions are that this might spread in a big way, but just like a flu, but it won't cause as many deaths, although it is spreading all over. But you can see everybody is already in chaos. So everybody is already in chaos, and this chaos is going to lead, as we can see, although there is chaos, but it is going to lead to a lot of rifts between different countries. It's going to open up a lot more conflict. And that's what it is eventually leading to. See, the planetary formations, as explained by the scriptures, leading astrologers, everybody, it's like a war-like formation, although the war never happened. But we can see that everybody took advantage of this for a war. There is a full-fledged war was fought between Azerbaijan and Armenia, I guess, right? So there was a big fight. And right now, Russia is amassing troops at the border of Ukraine, and that could flare up anytime. And winter, Europe is going through a fuel crisis, and Europe is actually threatening to retaliate in between all the COVID crisis and fight with Ukraine. So that's one flashpoint. The second flashpoint is between India and China. At the same time, the other flashpoint, the bigger flashpoint, is China and Taiwan. So China is very eager to take Taiwan right now. And then all this is leading up to that point. So we will find that the COVID is going to peak and it's going to reduce. At this point, the world is slowly going to get into normalcy. Somebody also asked me about the gold prices. So it's going to fall right now because of all these travel bans. So the way it's been closed, it's going to take at least a month or two, because It will take at least a couple of months before people think of being safe. Even if you get Omicron, it's going to kill you or not. So that is the discussion that is going to happen in a big way. And that discussion will be finalized only with the data. And by the time this data comes, so the Delta variant is already in full force. So this will only add to the infection. So a mixture could cause some problems, but eventually this COVID is going to settle down into like another flu right now. So we will see a peak this month in December because of this eclipse and so many things, but gradually as we enter into January, February, this will slow down. But this confusion, this chaos that is going to cause will lead to head of different countries. Now, it does have an effect on mental health. Now, when you talk about eclipses and all that, when the heads of countries, their mental health becomes weak, decision making, because it's like a lot of old karma is coming back. We can see a lot of protests all over the world for equal rights and people asking for reparations for all the past atrocities all over the world that was committed on indigenous population. So all these things will come to the fore right now before we enter a little bit of a settled phase, so to speak. So there will be a lot of ups and downs because of this. So what we need to do? So the most important thing is prices will go up artificially, not that supply chain crisis, this, that. It's like a narrative that's being built up. So many people want to make profit. So you have a avenue to make profit, although it is not. Just like they were talking about a rubber apocalypse, and then that never happened. So we will see that a lot of people, because of this confusion, are making wrong decisions. And because of these wrong decisions by heads of state to ban all travel, to do all these different things. And then more than the welfare, decisions are being based on profit, on how the vaccine is effective or not. The statements are coming out on the basis of profitability. Whether it's helpful or not, I don't know how much they care, but at least, yeah, you do this and then you charge the government and make so much money. We have already seen these business dealings. So how should we prepare? Now, first of all, this is going to affect the southern countries. So in America, as far as I know, it is going to start for, especially for Las Vegas, it's going to start like at night, almost like 10:30, 11, and it'll be, for the East Coast, it'll be early morning. And by the time the eclipse finishes, it is late morning. And for India, it'll be the daytime, but it's not visible. And it's mostly visible in Australia, South Africa. So South Africa has already become the center of this new outbreak. It's becoming more isolated. But even if you close this, even if you open things up, it will be a few months before things come back to normal. And South Africa is being hit with, today I saw a report that children under 5 are being affected, and many of them are not vaccinated, parents are not vaccinated, all these different explanations are being given, but it's actually a karma of the place. So if you look at what's happening here, is there is a Kalsarpa yoga which is building up. So basically, you can see here the Mars is almost at the border. And now that is for today. If I put it to December 10th, so you can see what's happening here. And it goes here. So you can see it's almost, so December 10th, it's almost coming to a Kalsarpa yoga. So December 15th onwards, this Kalsarpa yoga will become very, very strong. So what is Kalsarpa yoga? Slow down in everything. So there will be a slowdown, right? So Kalsarpa yoga means struggle. So there is a self-inflicted struggle because of the heads of various countries make wrong decisions. So be careful, save yourself. It's not a good time to travel right now. So not at all a good time to travel because of these uncertainties and security issues, because you don't know whose test, you can't rely on so many things and you get stuck, and especially when you travel with the family. However, after April, things will ease up. March, April is going to be a really tough period, small wars and so many things. China especially will become very aggressive and all these things. Now, because this eclipse is not going to be visible in like US, and by the time it's morning, everything is fine. So whatever you have cooked today, if you haven't eaten by tonight, discard it. Okay, first things to do, discard it. Second, in India, it's not at all visible, but it is recommended that during the eclipse time, that is about 11 to 4 afternoon India time, you just discard the food and cook fresh in the evening, take shower. So in America, after for the West Coast, it's easier, but for the East Coast, after like 8 a.m., you take another shower and then you cook fresh. So whatever is cooked, you throw it out, and it's always good to chant the Surya mantra. That is Aditya Hridayam. So you can chant the Aditya Hridayam, which is very, very beneficial. So Aditya Hridayam is very healing, very beneficial, and very, very helpful. So this whole process, this whole program of practicing the Surya mantras, practicing the Surya Namaskar, meditation, all this day is very good. So basically, apart from these countries in the southern Antarctica, South Africa, Australia, so these are the countries that will be affected. Australia is now heavily considering the effect from China because of the trade embargo. New Zealand also. And they could be in for a conflict with China because China is supposed to be getting into a big conflict in March. And I guess it's like some conflict, but mostly it's Taiwan. So it was India, but India, they are finding it a difficult nut to crack. So Taiwan is a target they are sending out, and more or less that's the situation. But they will try a blockade, and they will try to isolate, but it won't end up in a full-scale war now. They are just testing the water. So there will be a tense situation. So food commodities will rise because everybody will want to take advantage, but after April, it will settle down. So you don't have to stress out as such. This will happen. This is how the world is. So the best way to prepare is to not take up too much travel right now, not to be tense, right? More meditation, more yoga. This is the best period. And if you can, do a half-day fasting for till the eclipse is over, and then you will see good benefits. Now, regarding gold prices, they will continue to fall like gas prices, oil prices right now, and then by March, April, the Samvatsara, New Year, now they will rise. So another thing is silver prices will rise also in this period, and we will also see that a lot of people are having questions on cryptocurrency and all that. No, cryptocurrency depends on how the real currency works. So it's only a medium of exchange. So it's only going to become like it's a commodity without actual commodity. So once this year is over, the cryptocurrencies are going to become more or less not so profitable, but they'll be okay. And apart from some people who want to manipulate the market, otherwise we have to focus on real goods right now. So getting something real. So gold prices, so gold, silver, land, all these things will be good investments. So especially after March, April, when the prices will begin to stabilize. So now they are artificially high, a lot of money in the market and all these things. So um, those who take benefit. So one of the things that it is happening in the Jyeshta Nakshatra, moon is in the Jyeshta Nakshatra. So the Western countries will be more affected. So in this part of the world, Europe, America, Australia, New Zealand, so there will be problems, but after that, after April, things will stabilize. It won't go that bad because after the Omicron, people will realize it's not as deadly. So by January, things should slow down. But good time to travel would be only after March, April. It'll be a good time to travel and really take advantage of the situation. So right now, it's a good time to focus on spiritual life, focus yoga, any good adventures. So if you really want to start something new, something beneficial, and the world really needs something beneficial, something enterprising, some more goods. It doesn't, what is all this cryptocurrency? Of course, it's one way of circumventing the money market, but um, the world needs real spiritual education. The world needs to become more vegetarian. And in this way, we hope that this change will bring about more dharma and more spiritual practices in the daily lives of people. All right. Thank you all so much. And do chant and meditate more. And this eclipse can become beneficial for all of us. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.